impacts, fatal heart impacts, past painful scars. In fact, I blast tasteful bars and pass. I back up my actions, fact, don't ask, grab reactions, jacked, attack with every word, then act with class as they hear me snap. I got nothing to lose, cause I fought and felt the bruise. Now I'm not the one confused, call the shots and they produce. I ain't lost, I'm finally loose, pick a new silver excuse. I need the views to boost me to a new abuse of being used. Everybody wants a piece now, y'all can rest in peace now. You're dead to me, so peace out. Remember you're discreet now, get ready for defeat now.
Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kirusho here, and now, whenever we last left off with this series, we had Deku, Todoroki, Momo, Jiro, and Denki. These 5 have met with Redestro, him having a private conversation with Momo Yaoyorozu, and he did want to speak with her, discover why she wants to join their cause, and it was very interesting to him. Now, he did also meet Deku previously, and he basically did reassure Deku and talk to him about what the plan is. Now, Deku's still very surprised by it all. He does have faith in the Liberation Army. At the same time, however, he does have his own concerns. He speaks with Todoroki and learned a bit more about her past. She had a brother named Toya Todoroki. He learned exactly how that man died, or that boy died. And he did even learn as to the whereabouts of her scar. Now, after talking about this, Deku let Todoroki stay over, her changing into a pair of his pajamas, and they did then watch a movie. It was Frozen. Now, with that being said, let's just skip over that. We actually did have the next couple days, as we'll actually cut over to the combat portion of UA, where they're doing the combat exams, or the Heroes versus Villains exams. There we are. Now, we actually do have today, where it's been decided by All Might that they will have teams. Now, Deku, he is waiting for the exam, or at least the announcement of who's going to be on whose team. And Deku is just trying to think. A lot of the guys in this class, their quirks are kinda good, but yeah, it's kind of weird. The entire idea about recruiting other people for this class, it might be too risky at this point. They have, 5 people in Class 1A alone. That's good. But what about in Class 1B or General Studies or even, the other classes? They're localized in one area, and that here is terrible for information gathering. Now, Deku does have a few ideas as to what they can do after these tests. As we actually have for everybody, they do come walking out in their hero outfits. And we actually do have Deku's hero outfit, where when he does come walking out, he actually is wearing a jacket somewhat like his father's. And people are staring at him. Deku has a jacket similar to Hawk's, however it is just a different color, it being pure white. As you actually do also have his pants and shoes. Deku, he does have similar things covering his feet as his mother does. And it's actually very strange. Along with that, there's actually the way, or the things that are covering his legs. Deku's basically wearing a one-piece suit over this jacket, and everybody can actually somewhat tell, since it's basically a leotard with leggings and a jacket. Now, with that being said, a lot of people are looking around and inspecting each other's hero outfits, as there's Denki's, which is also different, and then there's also Jiro's. her hero outfit actually does have a bit more stuff with it. It does come with arm bracers and other things. Even boots that do have things in the bottom of them, and the gauntlets, they actually are able to be plugged into from the back and shoot sound out of the front. And if she actually has good train, bring up her arms to dodge her, or at least bring up both of her forearms in front of her, she can actually blast sound out that way through speakers that are hidden under some things. Now, there's also Denki's hero outfit, which instead of it just being basically just a pair of sweatpants and a jacket, he actually does have a few things inside of his clothes now. Denki has rubber clothes on, and he even does at least have a utility belt if you do want to call it that. Now, Denki, he also at least has something on his back. However, he doesn't really want to show off what that is just yet. Now, we actually do cut to where All Might has announced the teams. It's going to be Deku and Denki as the villains. Well, we do actually have, let's just say, Bakugo and Kirishima as the heroes. Now, these two are just getting ready. Kirishima, he's trying to talk with Bakugo. As Bakugo, he just start to gun-ho it and run in. Now, we actually have Deku and Denki. So, what's the plan? Let's see. This guy's an asshole. So, what's the plan? Well, let's just say we're gonna play asshole. What does that mean? It means I'm gonna fuck with him. And you can just distract the other guy or do whatever. So, you wanna take on the explosions guy? Well, he did call me a bird. So, yeah. Alright. Now, Denki does just walk over to the window, as he does just try to open it. Find that these windows, they don't open conventionally. Just blow it open. What? That doesn't open, right? Just punch it. Now, Denki, yeah. He does just do one thing. Him grabbing this metal thing off of his back, before imbuing it with some electricity. As he actually does go to toss it that direction, and then actually go to bring his hand up, and pull it back towards him. Now, as it does fly back towards Denki, Deku is very confused, as it does come flying around and floating up into the air, and then actually turning flat as Denki does go to step onto it. Now, Deku is very surprised. What the fuck? Oh yeah, this is something I learned. Learned how to control metal? Well, I mean, kinda. It's complicated. It's, magnets. Magnets. Yeah, I don't understand it very much. But apparently I just control electricity a certain way. I can bend metal and stuff. Metal shoes, too. Cool. Now, Denki does go flying out of the window, as he's trying to control himself a bit better. Now, he does go flying down to the lower floors, and entering the building that way. As you actually go over Deku, he does turn his head towards the elevator. And there's actually one of Bakugo just come walking into the room, as he starts boasting about how this goddamn bird brain is going to be Deku just going to bring up his hands, as feathers do shoot out, and Bakugo, he does try to dodge. Now, Deku can only tell by looking at Bakugo that he's really not thinking of a strategy here. Now, Deku, his feathers, they actually do just clip onto Bakugo's clothes, as Deku just does pull off the gauntlets and do one thing. He basically grabs Bakugo by his clothes and goes to throw him up into the air, smashing him into the ceiling, smashing him into the ground, smashing him into the ceiling, smashing him into the ground. As we actually cut over to Kirishima versus Denki. Now, their battle actually does go a bit differently. As we do have where Kirishima, he's actually very surprised whenever Denki does sneak up on him. Now, he decided to go up the staircase. And as he was running up, there actually was when he turned his head and saw Denki. You can fly? That's a bit complicated, dude. I'm actually going to bring his hands up and do spark with electricity. Okay, so I'm actually going to bring them together. This is going to be a bit of a shocker. Now, Kirishima does just stand there somewhat frozen, as he does just harden his body and expect that he could just be safe from electricity. However, he is very wrong. Now, Kirishima does get shocked, and after he does freeze, unharden, he does just roll down the staircase. As we'll actually cut back up to Deku, as he's just going up, down, smashing Bako into the roof, onto the ground, and then just repeating. As Deku does just stop, and at least just go to look at Bakugo. So are you done? What are you talking about? I'm gonna get you for this, you shitty To the left now, y'all. Bako being sent flying to the left and smashing into a wall, as he is now dangling out of a window. Now, Deku is just going to bring up his hand and slide Bako to the right. Now, everybody can see Deku, as some people are trying their best not to laugh. We actually have Momo and Todoroki, who, yeah, they kind of did expect this from Deku. He would. Now, All Might himself is trying his best not to laugh either. As funny as this is, he expected a more serious battle. And in fact, from the last time he met young Takami, he really has not changed. Now, eventually All Might does call it. Since Kirishima is currently knocked out and bruised from falling down a staircase, and Bako may have a concussion, along with a broken ribs. Now, with that being said, we actually over everybody they do at least congratulate Deku on his battle. And Bako, he's still very pissed off at this guy. Now, we do actually over everybody they do at least start to begin their other battles, as Deku does excuse himself to go and use the bathroom. Now, we actually over Deku, he's just walking down the hallway. And he's just trying to think. Okay, the place they're currently at, it's not technically on UA campus. So let's see. Deku is just looking around. As he does walk around, he does start to try and keep an eye on something. This place is a training facility. And with all the cameras in that one room, he has to keep an eye out. Try and find any cameras that would be around. If it looks too obvious, Deku doesn't place a feather there. If it looks a bit more complicated, Deku does at least try and hide a feather where people would not notice it. Now, eventually everybody do at least head back to UA. And Deku, he does start to do the same thing. Over the course of the next few days, leading into the time before the USJ attack, Deku would put feathers in a lot of places. The teacher's lounge, the principal's office, the areas and classes, just all around. And yeah, Deku, he's starting to absorb a little bit more information and learn things that he really should not have access to, since he's basically bugged UA from top to bottom. Now, with that being said, we actually do have, let's just say, the day where people were trying to pick class rep and other things. Ida, he does still get recommended. And there's actually where, during lunch, or I don't remember when it was, the students, they think that a villain attack is occurring on campus. and they all did start to panic. Now, this day was the day Deku he actually noticed something weird. He felt something strange going on with one of his feathers. And he actually did start turning and leaping through the air to the location. Deku just bouncing off the walls on the top of the ceiling, as he just started to run through the campus. Now, we do actually know where Deku does go to walk into the teacher's lounge. Or, not the teacher's lounge, the office room. The area where they all do at least have separate desks, where they do grade papers and talk with one another. I don't really understand the teacher's office, my bad. Not teacher's lounge. Now, I was trying to think of another word and I just completely blanked on it. Anyways, Deku does head to that room, as he does open the door and see that there's a man standing there. You. Who the hell might you be? You see, that's what I was going to ask you. Listen, kid. I think it would be best if you go now. Why? Well, otherwise, things might not be too good for you. You know, Reed Astro could have at least informed me about this. Who? Oh, you're not one of us. What the hell are you talking about, kid? Now, Deku, he does actually go to bring up his hands, as feathers do pop out of his back and actually do float in front of Deku. Well, let's just say that this is a bit more complicated now. So who are you with? I'm with the League of Villains. Now, step aside or you're going to die. Yeah, how about no? Deku's just going to actually bring up his hand and thrust it outwards, as his feathers do actually go flying in and attack Shigaraki. As they do pin him to a wall, and he does actually go to drop the file for the USJ. Now, this is actually where Deku, he does just watch Shigaraki do one thing. Shigaraki, he does actually start to try and flail his arms and move them around. Deku actually watching this guy to touch the wall behind him. Deku watching as the wall does actually start to crack and, well, be destroyed. Now, Deku does quickly to jump backwards into the hallway, thinking that this guy might have an earth manipulation quirk. As he does just watch the cement behind him go to fall and move backwards. As this will be where Shigaraki does go flying out of the building for UA, and a portal would open directly underneath. As Shigaraki does go falling into the portal and gets sent flying to the side of the villain's bar. Him smashing into the tables, or at least onto a counter or something. As this is actually where Deku, he just staying there kind of confused. With his hands up as UA teachers, and even the press do see the giant hole in the wall. Now, we actually do have where All Might does come running up. And he does look to see Takami standing in the hall with his hand up. Young Takami! Deku actually turning his head to look at All Might. Shit. All Might! Young Takami, what happened here? I heard commotion. All Might, listen, this is, there was a villain here. A villain? Yeah, he just came in here. Now, Deku would just walk in, as he was trying to make sure the feather he has in this room is still in its hiding place. Listen, All Might, Deku turning around. The villain was standing like right here whenever I came in, and I threw him against the wall, but he just did this. That's strange. Why would he? Deku actually going to look down. What's this? I'm going to bend down and grab the file. That's right. He had this in his hands. Young Takami, that's information is classified. It is? Yes, it's talking about the year's plans. Really? Yes, our field trips and everything. everything that the school has planned out for each student. Now, they could just ask All Might exactly what's in here, then that would be so important. Hmm? I don't know. It should be talking about, I believe next week? Next week. All Might, would I be able to open this? Young Takami, I really don't think that's a good. Deku wouldn't actually open it. The USJ. Young Takami! Now, Deku just read that page. As he's gonna flip through it. Oh, okay, I see exactly what's happening here. Young Takami, you can't be. Okay, this is bad. The villains were trying to get tactical layout plans and understand exactly what's going to be happening next week. They're probably trying to ambush us and do something. They're actually going to turn around. Setting the file down and going to actually look over the wall. I don't remember the villain running off or hearing anything about that. All Might, did you happen to see anything? Young Takami? Sorry, that happens sometimes. I see. That wasn't the usual Takami. But All Might, where did the villain go? I don't know. We're going to have to gather information about this. Now, class would somewhat resume as normal. Or let's just say UA is out for the day, since it's been confirmed that an actual villain broke into the school. Now, we actually do have where Deku and everyone, they do meet up a bit later, as they're actually all over at Deku's house. Okay, that's pretty bad. What's bad? I don't understand it. That guy from earlier. My feather alerted me whenever he walked into the room. His foot patterns, they were different, along with that, his breathing. I've tried to memorize it, but it didn't match any of the teachers I know. You can do that? Yeah, it's a bit frustrating on my brain, but it's easy whenever you get used to it. Besides, I mainly just try and funnel it as white noise whenever I don't hear anything. Really? Yeah. Right now, the teachers, they're talking about it. They mentioned earlier something about a black mist being seen outside of UA, exactly where the room was. They think it was a teleportation quirk. Along with it, there's the information I gave All Might. The League of Villains. League of Villains? Yeah. They sound very dangerous. This is pretty bad. Yeah, I know. We should inform Redestro as soon as possible. He has eyes on UA, so he knows something's gone wrong today. But that is good though, right? Thank you to those going stating. Everyone turning towards him. Listen, you stopped a villain from getting access to information. Yeah, I know. So, in the hero's eyes, that would make you look better, right? Make you more trustworthy? Maybe you should start poking around there. What are you talking about? Well, it'd only be natural for the son of a pro hero to be interested in this, right? It's your natural instinct. Along with that, you can just come off like your father does or your mom. You're just ecstatic and trying to understand the case. You acted that way with All Might, right? You said it yourself. I did, Denki, but still. That's just the problem. I went into that stupid detective mode. Okay, yeah, but you can use that. Talk about how you're curious about what's going on. How, if possible, you can probably find something for them. So, wait, I'm confused. You want me to try and be like a double agent? No. Not technically, I think. It's more like, you can say that, and then we can try and get information on them ourselves. Try and discover whatever we can to seem more trustworthy to the heroes. You think it would be a good idea? I mean, not really. Todoroki would go on stating. I have one looking towards her. To them, we're just typical students at UA. They think that they should just all handle it. Besides, I think that would be too unnecessary. Putting extra light on ourselves? You might as well be painting a target on our back all over again. Hmm? What do you mean, Todoroki? Well, it just makes us stand out. That's all I'm saying. It's a bad idea, Denki. I mean, I never really thought about that. I just thought it would help the army, and I understand what you're talking about, Denki, but I'm just saying, I don't think it would be a good idea. In theory, it would work. The heroes would probably trust us a bit more, and they'd actually look at us as reliable and people can get them information. But that's just the problem. We'd have more attention on us. So, what if we had someone else try to do it? Huh? Wait, you're saying that we should try and get somebody to go get information on the villains? Yeah, I mean, I do have one idea for a person, but I don't think you guys would like it. Todoroki, exactly who is this person you're thinking about? Now, with that being said, we actually will cut over to a house where somebody does get a knock on their door and it is open. As Deku he just does look down towards Moru Mineta. And yeah, with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed. Have an amazing day. Catch you guys in the next part.